Does your iRacing car currently look like it was sponsored by Minecraft paint and poor decisions? Well, good news. Race Wrap Guy can fix that. With real-world NASCAR wrap design experience, Race Wrap Guy creates clean, aggressive, professional custom wraps that actually look like they belong on a Sunday broadcast instead of the back row of a rookie lobby. And because we like y'all, listeners of the Cool Down Lap podcast get $10 off any iRacing wrap. Just mention the podcast when you order. And if you've got a real race car that needs to look fast even when it's sitting still, you'll get $100 off any real race car wrap too. Same deal. Just mention the Cool Down Lap podcast. So stop showing up to the grid looking like a rolling yard sale and let Race Wrap Guy make your car look like it actually belongs there.
The checker flag has flown and the race is over, and now we're gonna rant about it. My name is RB Turner, and here with me is my co-host. Say your name, Aaron.
Colby.
He is Aaron Ryan. Colby. He is Aaron Colby Ryan, and we're here with last night's winner in the Amp Racing League Cup Series. This is Josh Barr. How you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. Taking the win at Homestead. Man,
It wasn't an easy one.
yeah, it was not. I'm sure it was.
I mean, I might have led the most, but that's only because the guy up in the top right-hand corner there got into some trouble.
Yeah, to my own. It was pretty much, I did it to myself.
All right. Well, just a heads up. Colby's going to be on in about 5 minutes.
Do we want to pause?
Nah, we'll just keep going. He'll show up when he gets here.
Okay.
So I'll be sitting this one.
Bars, take us through your race. What was mindset going into practice, into qualifying, start of the race, how it evolved?
Going into practice, I was pissed. I was mad at Walmart. I did a Walmart order to the house, and somehow the app put our address as Walmart. So the person sends a message, hey, I'm at the entrance on the grocery side of Walmart with your order for you to come pick it up. I'm like, no, I live here, not at Walmart.
I think I heard you talking about that in the interview.
He was yelling in the Discord.
I was pissed.
So we want you to come. You're gonna have I'm gonna place an order and have you deliver it to the same place you're at.
Yeah,
that makes perfect sense.
Why would I go to Walmart and pick it up from you when if I was going to do that? I'll just go to Walmart myself and get it myself.
It's funny though, because my Walmart actually has that option. It has two things right next to each other, and if you don't click the right one, then it'll be at Walmart. It says pickup and delivery. So you can actually go to Walmart, pick up their, the stuff that they got for you, and then drive off. They have their own little parking section and everything.
Yeah, for like walk-up pickup. Ours has that too, but it has in my address, has my address, and then it had the address when we stayed in Florida, and then it had Walmart's address.
Yeah.
So it was like...
Hi, Colby. This is my other co-host. This is Colby Peterson, not Aaron Colby.
The real Colby.
The real Colby.
He's the real Colby really mostly wishes he could be the real Aaron most Sundays and probably most other days.
So is the real RB. So
you probably didn't want to be me last race, that's for sure.
Considering how much time I spent racing around you, I knew exactly how you felt, and I chose to get out of your way a lot.
And I appreciated that.
I chose to stay in his way.
There was a fucking restart. And it was like mid-race. There was no implication on this restart whatsoever. And the green lights popped up on my screen and I went this way. Nope. I already know he's fucking big mad. So I'm just going to stay over here. You go on ahead, but you take care of my light work. You put people in bad positions because he does that shit to everybody, right? And I was like, I'll just follow you. I'll just follow, whatever you do, I'm going to do. And I did that for 35 laps. And then I pitted and he stayed out, and then I saw him on the side of the track again, and I was like, I'm really getting out of his way this time.
I tried to stay in his way as much as I could.
I didn't, because as much as I know,
I'm probably one of the ones that he called a cunt.
No. I was upset with a few people.
I didn't block you or anything.
No.
But I tried really hard to stay in front of you.
I knew how mad he had to be. And I was like, you know what? I know that he and I are cool as far as on the racetrack is concerned. I know he ain't going to just dump me for funsies, but I'd just rather not give him the opportunity.
He might dump you for funsies.
Yeah, I didn't have to. I had to fight. Really, I think I had to fight Case Beer And
You know who was a son of a bitch to pass was fucking Clint Hackett.
Fact.
I stayed in front of him the whole time, so I didn't have to worry about that.
Fuck you, Barr.
Well, he had that. He had outside working for him. All
He
night.
did. He did.
He was following me.
It wasn't the fastest car, but man, he ran a clean line and
Yeah.
make mistakes, and it was difficult to get around him.
Kept it out of the wall, kept his momentum, and
That's what he's
just,
used to.
well,
I think
only
we talked
time-
about him a little bit on the last podcast.
We
saying,
did,
He
yeah.
might show up. You never know. And he wound up with. I think he finished fourth.
Finished fourth.
He had Steven beat going to the line, but Steven
Yeah.
undercut him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had him
He-
passed with
he almost
Barr
fucked around and got a
in 3
podium.
and 4.
So
anyway, sorry I'm late. My
Yeah.
boss is
So anyway,
is in town.
the race
Sorry.
winner from last night. Let's talk a little bit about him. Barr. Let's talk about your race some, man.
Like going into practice, I was already pissed. I didn't even practice because I was
Yeah.
mad one that I couldn't do what Aaron was doing riding the bottom. I could do the high side. I was beautiful on the high line, but I couldn't do the bottom. I was frustrated over that. And then qualified, missed the bottom. No, I hit the wall and won on my first lap. So I did a safe lap, and I think it started like 10th. And then when green flag flew, everybody went to the bottom. I was like one of the only cars on the outside. And I went from like 10th, and after like 12 laps or whatever, I was on Aaron's back, just riding the high side.
Yeah, you kind of showed up. It kind of surprised me a little bit because I remember looking up at the front and I'm like, who's leading? Like, who's that guy in the lead? And I'm like, because I thought at the first second I thought you were Darling, just because the way
Your cars were very similar.
So I'm like, but Darling's right here in front of me. Who's in the lead? Oh, that's Barr. No shit.
I ran a lot of laps this week, probably about 400.
Yeah.
I was working on, part of the reason why I was working on an AI coach, building my own AI coach.
Oh,
It has,
building
like-
an AI coach?
Yeah. And it was like, if you turn the wheel too much, it'll be like, hey, back off. You're turning too much. You're destroying the right front tire. Once you hit like a certain angle, if you hit the brake and gas at the same point, it'll let you know, hey, let off the gas, hit the brake, and then coast. It's got a couple other little things that it'll tell you. If there's a car on the inside, even if you're not side by side, but if one's in front just a little bit, it'll still tell you to give room on the exit. So just
Couple
something
people
where
could use that. I don't know if they would use it or not, but there's a couple people that could use it.
I mean, it's still in very infancy, but if I can get it working halfway decent, we're gonna, I don't know, might merge it with Lap Labs and because they have access to all the data, they can fine tune it to like a point. But right now, it's
That's
just an
pretty cool.
idea.
That's cool. Yeah, I like it.
So I sit there and I would do like a 15 lap run on the outside line, and then I'd do another one in the middle, another one in the low line, and then it compared all the times. It was like, all right, you're 0.2 seconds slower on the bottom than the outside over 15 laps. That's just because I wasn't running the bottom right. Because
That's
got to
kinda
practice
weird.
right there, and then after like 50 laps, he was 10 seconds in front of me. I was like, all right, I'm doing something wrong.
I was trying to. I don't know. I was trying. Now that we were in the playoffs, we would practice together, and I was trying to be. There was a little thing inside of me that was like, just unless he asks, don't tell him what you're doing, unless he asks. And then the end of the practice race, at the end of our second full length practice race, so after like 270 laps. He was just like, he just got super pissed off. You and Davis were just like, I'm doing the same fucking thing as you, and it's not working. I don't understand how you're wrong. I
Apparently
can't
you're
do
not.
that. And then I was like, are you shifting? You're like, yeah. And I'm like, stop. And you're like, well, I can't fucking go as fast. I was like, all right, Barr. Okay, well, let's go through it. I was like, let's go to the in-car cameras. Let's see what you're doing. And we walked through where they were turning and where they were braking and letting off. And yeah, I had to play the teammate card there.
I remember watching the broadcast this morning, and my favorite part of the broadcast was Aaron had a fairly big lead, and then Barr got within like a half a second, maybe a second, and then you just saw Aaron change his line. Yeah, I'm gonna run Barr's line now.
I was
I'm like,
It was the same shit Barr did every time Steven caught him. Barr was running the bottom as good as he could to save his tires, and then as soon as Steven got within like 3 or 4 tenths, here goes Barr along the top.
Yep. I'd pull away at about 6 or 7 tenths, and then I'd go back to the bottom.
I mean, you can't really defend off the top line if they've got such a run. Like the bottom, you're going to save your tires, but I don't know how else you would have defended Steven there if you guys kind of weren't swapping lanes, because one line has such a massive run, and then one's got great entry. It's
Yeah, there
like
was multiple times where like when he actually made the pass on the bottom and I got the run, I got to him and he went bottom again. I got a run off the high side, the next corner, past him on entry. Well, then when he passed me back the second time, he went high to block me, and there was nothing I could do. And then he went back to the bottom the next corner, and that's when I got back by him.
Now, the air was definitely, I don't want to say worse than I thought it would be, because these cars, like the air is a pretty useful tool, especially if you're fast, which I am not, do not claim to be. But like there was a couple of different times where in the back, and like Aaron, when he drove from the back to the front for the third time, could probably point it out. But there was a couple of times where you'd get somebody running the bottom, somebody running the middle, which would hurt the guy on the inside even more. But then the guy running all the way at the top couldn't pick up the gas quite quick enough to pass them before you. So they would come 3 wide, and I don't know if I was doing something wrong or what was going on, but if there was 2 or 3 cars in front of me coming off of turn 2 specifically, I couldn't keep the back of the car from stepping out.
I got loose once, and that was in front of Pop. And that was just I gunned it too soon on the bottom. It was turning too much to keep from hitting the wall. She stepped out just a little bit.
It seemed like that's what was causing people to get loose, is overturning. Because once you straighten back out, once the banking levels out, your car just like that rear end just kind of snaps back to the middle, and then you can either overcorrect it, which is what caused a lot of people to get loose, or not do anything and you just keep turning. There's a lot of people I saw coming off of 2 where they looked perfectly fine, and then in my rearview mirror, I just kind of see them just like flying in the distance to the inside wall. I mean,
yeah, there was one thing that happened to me one time. I came off of 2 and everything's fine. It was all of a sudden, no warning, no nothing. It just snapped. And I honestly, I don't know how I saved it, really, to be honest. It was just one of those, well, that was weird. And I think Colby was behind me in that time like you caught up to me real quick. So now I got Colby to deal with again.
Yeah. I mean, full disclosure, I let off the gas pedal and I was like, I'm really just trying to drive. Because that happened to me 3 times. Like, if you watch the broadcast back, there was like in the first quarter, or first, we'll call it third of the race, I was up in like 7th or 8th and then dropped to 13th. And then there was a caution and I got back up into like 9th or 10th and dropped to 14th. And then on the second or third to last caution, it happened again. And then Aaron took out Zook, who took out Case Beer, and I finished 9th. And I was just tickled pink to be alive at that point.
oops.
Yeah, since we're on that subject now.
I'm sorry, Aaron. I just had
I'm allowed to make mistakes too, guys.
It happened. It happens.
They ripped me up in admin chat, and I was like, I make one fucking mistake. I'm sorry.
Well, when I heard you come over the radio and go, guys, I don't know how many more fucking breaks I'm gonna cut, I was like,
that was Case Beer.
That was Darling.
That was Darling. Darling had a bad race.
Okay.
Yeah,
because I guess I just wasn't listening all the way. Because there was at one point where somebody was like, I don't know how many more of these I'm gonna cut, and I was like,
Yeah.
Well,
when it comes to anything serious, I don't respond to anybody during the race. I'll only talk to you under caution if it's fun conversation.
Right.
I don't respond to anybody really at all, because I just have no interest in talking to you during the race. I just don't. I'm focused on my own thing.
Makes him sound like a real asshole. It's not the case, you know.
I mean,
don't talk to him during the race.
Take it how you like it. So far, this is the second time you won Miami and Amp. I was in season 1, and that was 2 years ago and 4 months. How do you think how's the cars changed and track? Like, does track feel different? Like, what's your thoughts? Because I mean, you're 2 for 3 out of in Amp Homestead right now.
I think it's, I don't know, the new horsepower. It doesn't sit as well. Like, you really gotta like you said, angle it. Like before, I could rip that high side. The bottom side didn't really do anything there. It was the high side, and then now with the more horsepower, yeah, you get that run, but you can still maintain that gap or speed to somebody on the outside running the bottom.
If you hit the line right, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I know you're good.
If you hit the line right, there was a couple of times that I like made passes on the bottom that I was like, I shouldn't be able to do this here, in my opinion, right?
And it's also like since we got more horsepower, like the cars are slower because they're faster on the straightaway.
Weird how that works.
They're slower in the corners. Not on a road course. They're actually quicker at the road course.
a lot quicker at the road course. I'd recommend practicing the Glen RB.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or about 2
I intend
seconds
to.
faster.
Glenn and I,
what's a good lap there?
RB and I did the Glen for our little promo video that we play at the beginning of the podcast.
Can barely
that was
hear you,
before-
RB.
that was-
There you go.
No,
That was before the
after the
podcast, too.
update. That was after the update though, because if you look, it's the new car body style, and they did the horsepower and the body style at the same time.
They did the body style first, and they didn't do the horsepower till February this year. March.
But it still probably would have. Well, this year.
But I remember just like
Probably
dicking
not.
around at Watkins Glen when RB and I were shooting the video, and I had my like the what do you call it, the timing and scoring, like for every time you
your
run.
sector data.
Yeah, the data stuff. And we were just dicking around in my second lap after, because like I went out and just kind of drove around. And my second lap, I was 1.3 seconds faster than I had ever ran at Watkins Glen.
It might have just been because it was low pressure and you were just having fun.
Maybe that helps. Maybe I should quit giving so many fucks and just drive. That would probably help. But yeah,
Sometimes probably.
fuck you, Aaron.
What? I mean, that happens sometimes when we're just fucking around and you're like, wow, I was just faster all of a sudden. I got to go back and see what the hell I did.
Right.
And then you get all
you were
serious again. You can't do it again. Save
Yeah.
your life.
That's 100% what happens. I couldn't run anywhere close to the laps than when we were practicing because I was hyper focused.
I remember when I was practicing for Homestead, because I didn't practice at all this week until yesterday morning. So, and I was all by myself, just in my own little test session. I'm like, whoever's leading this race is going to love it. Everybody else is going to hate it. Everybody else is going to hate it, but whoever's leading is going to be in heaven because it's great. But I knew that air was going to do what it did, and I was right. So
I'm curious on your thoughts on this part. The problem for me, I didn't really have any issues with dirty air. My issues was it seems like every single person took either the high line or the bottom line differently.
I agree.
And that, I think, caused so many accidental wrecks. Like Case Beer and Darling kind of had a late turn into the bottom, as I saw with a lot of drivers. I sent it a lot deeper, like Zook would set it up for the straightaway so that he could compete with the guys on the outside line. And I just felt like that was the uniqueness of the track and how you can take those turns caused a lot of the problems we had tonight. Maybe not problems. I don't know. It's just racing shit, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm curious on your thoughts on that because that was my problem. I mean, I know you didn't have to go through the field more than once, but I did it a few times. So that was kind of my point of view.
I had to deal with a few guys that stayed out after caution, but
Well, I took out two of them when they were in front of me. I'm just kidding.
I was one of those.
Especially at the beginning of the race, I don't know if people were just trying to be cautious, but fresh tires, you could send it on the high side. Like you could launch it in there, downshift the fourth, and get right back on it. You don't even have to wait till mid corner. It would hook. Like if you waited till you got to, especially in 3 and 4, before the light, there's a little hump. As soon as you hit that hump, you could mash it right there, and it would actually just stick and just kind of like coast the whole wall all the way down the track. And you could be in 5th gear before you even make it off the corner. So you're already, by the time you start finish line, you're like 178, almost 80. So you could carry some tremendous speed. But when I had to follow a few people, I had to brake a lot sooner than I wanted to, especially going into one. Like once I got out front and I did everything normal, stayed in 4th and hit it, I was a half a second ahead of the field. But when I was in traffic, I mean, I had to stop sooner, brake sooner, do everything I could to not drift up and hit somebody on the outside of me or
punt them.
How much tighter did you guys think the car was in traffic versus in front?
If you went in right behind somebody, yeah, you drifted up a little bit. But once you got a little bit of air on the car, you were fine.
I'll tell you what my biggest problem is going into the turn, I'll be fine. And throughout the whole race, the only time I had a problem is if somebody would come down in front of me, like in the middle of the turn. All of a sudden, at that point, my car would go straight.
Yeah.
So that's when the air sucked for me. And that happened quite a few times by a lot of guys. It was kind of people like kind of what Aaron said, people going in a little wider. I was entering a little lower. So, those guys who were entering wide and coming down the track, as soon as they cut in front of me, that's when I would just go straight. And that was my issue. So, yeah.
If you wanted to follow somebody, you needed to be a half a car length to the left of them. And that's not dirty air. You could be right near them, but it's not technically dirty air because the dirty air shoots out to the right of the car. So as long as you were bottom left corner of going into somebody, you could maintain your grip or your turn radius. You wouldn't get tight. So
Yeah.
if I was behind somebody, I'd try to stay, to their left quarter panel. But it also runs an issue if they mess up or get loose or something. You're right there. You're taking them out, and then that's an EOL, and all the work you did for nothing.
I mean,
Double-edged
I
sword sometimes.
definitely think they're in my brain. Homestead has two grooves. There's the top and the bottom. That middle, I feel like you lost a ton of time in the middle.
Dead
There's no
man,
grip there.
dead man lane. Don't go in the
Right.
middle lane. Anytime someone was in the middle lane, they lost ground. It was
Yeah.
Well, that's
always bad.
But the thing is, so there was two grooves, but there was 2 or 3 different ways to enter each groove. So you have 2 grooves and everybody's shooting for those same grooves, but you had 3 different ways to get there. And like Aaron said, I agree. I think that's honestly what caused quite a bit of the chaos, if you will.
I try to give. I mean, obviously, I'm mad in the moment, but like if we're sitting here analyzing it, and try to give drivers as many breaks as they can because they keep updating the fucking car, and every time we go back to a track, it's never the same. So right now, if we would do Homestead next week, I bet you it would be way cleaner because now people know what to expect with the car, with how people are going to enter different lanes. Not like people specifically, just like you said, the different ways you can do it. And I'm sure next time we go back here, there'll be another update. And it'll be another learning process, kind of flying in there blind. I mean, it's a good and bad thing.
What's like, end of last season, win the championship. I like the car. They update the car, and started this season. I was just took 12 races, 14 races before I won one.
Right.
And I think now I'm finally getting used to the car. So as long as they don't do nothing for 3 weeks, I think I'm all right. But they do.
I was happy with the car at the end of season 2. That was the last time I was happy with the car.
Well, you can
car just keeps getting better for me. It's fitting my
Yeah, I bet.
Right.
I can't do nothing with it.
I think I've had better luck with this new car. Like I've been a little bit more competitive. Maybe not in a race trim, or not that our trim changes like some other disciplines do, but I think I've been more comfortable. Like I've actually qualified in the top 10 like quite a few times since the update. I've had issues, but like at this point, like I'm still hanging my hat on a 3rd place starting position at Las Vegas because I qualified in front of people that I know were faster than me on any given track, on any given qualifying session, on any given race. And so like I don't hate the car. And like this is the first time I've ever finished a race at Homestead in better than like last or maybe 2nd or 3rd to last. So I don't know. I mean, I don't hate it. I do feel like I caught a groove when I raced the Toyota last year. I felt like I maybe just ran better. I don't know. I think the flip side of that is I also had a little bit more help last season than I had this season. But yeah, I guess I don't hate the car. I'm still learning how to manage tires, because that's what kills me is like Aaron will run a second a lap faster than me and also still have tires in 20, 30 laps.
You can thank Barr for that.
I will run a second slower, but somehow fuck my tires up faster or more than.
Turning too soon, or you're like this when
See,
you
like,
really want to be.
I did that really bad with the Logitech.
I don't want to go past 10 o'clock.
I did that really bad with the Logitech, but like I don't feel like I turned too hard. Maybe too soon, turning in too early. I can definitely see that.
Do you auto do your force feedback before? Like after
Usually,
you run a few laps?
I'll run a couple laps. I'll auto force feedback. I'll run 2 or 3 or 5 more laps with the suggested setting, and then I'll dial it up or down depending on how I feel.
I just click auto and leave it.
Right.
Where's the man when it comes to managing lap times throughout your tires? Once, like, we walked through it at one point when you kind of first started up with Lap Labs, and I don't really care about my wear at all, really. I just care what my tire temperatures are. I don't really. I'll run them down to 20%. I really don't care. I just want my temperatures to stay good, because once there was one race, maybe it was earlier this season.
For Nashville.
Yeah, we were practicing for Nashville
because our tires were like 40%. But as long as you kept that temp down, you didn't go up in your lap time. Like you stayed running 30.3s or 30.4s.
And that's what we try to drill into Davis, because he's like, it's only 10% wear. And I'm like, yeah, but look at your temperatures. They're 210. So you're getting slower. It doesn't matter what your wear is. But yeah, Barr's the man when it comes down to that. You can thank him for helping me be able to maintain pace because I don't really give a shit where my tires were. I just want them to be cool.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like going back to, what was it, Road America, getting that fastest lap time. I had to take a lap or two to really cool the tires down. But that was like,
I remember that podcast the next day. Aaron's like, what the fuck was that? Like, he's got like 12 laps on his tires, and he just goes out and sets the fastest lap to be a cocksucker.
Well, we were going back and forth in the Discord there. Like he set one and then I set one and I was like, ha, take that. And then like 10 laps later, just out of nowhere, I hear, yes! It's like, what? And then then it comes over radar. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, the hell did you set that lap time?
The only thing that would make that better is if when you set your fast time, if Barr would have said, that's cute.
Yeah, that's what I was sitting here thinking. I was like, I
that
can just
would've been
imagine,
better.
like, because, like, and I've said this to both of you, like, I want to be just a fly on the wall. Like, I don't want a mic. I just want to hear what the AR audio race, like the Discord chat, sounds like during a race.
You probably didn't want to hear it during Miami.
You're not going to say anything that hurts my feelings, Aaron. We'll put it that way.
I
But
didn't say anything about you guys that makes y'all feel better, but it was a little rough.
But that's it though. Like, I want to be a fly on the wall for some of those conversations because I'm like, I can only imagine just because, like, even fun races, like listening, like we'll be just driving around and Aaron will about hit something and go, and like I
kind of toned down. It's not like he doesn't.
I like
really
the
get,
screams that come out of nowhere.
Yeah,
I do too.
He doesn't really do that too much.
Aaron's a professional too at that. Like, he is a professional.
Anytime anybody gets flustered or pissed off, it's like the other three are like trying to calm that person down. Like they did it to me at the beginning. When Aaron got in his wreck, he's like, I'm not fucking claiming that. Jordan was like, calm down. You'll be all right. You'll get your car fixed. You'll go to the back and you'll get right back to the front. You can do it.
Upon that restart, because Davis kept telling me to calm down. Jordan and Davis kept continuing to say it because when we were on the restart and you started next to me, Colby.
Yeah.
But as we were coming around turn 3 and 4 part of the restart, I was like, I'm about to fly through this fucking field. Jordan's like, calm down, be smart, make good decisions.
Like I said, like that restart, I look up and I can see Davis and Aaron. I know that they're fast. Like, and because Davis has this niche with those highline tracks where he, like, I don't want to say he practices it to a fault, but like if there's somewhere where the high line is fast, Davis is going to figure out how to run the high line. Now, I'm sure he bounces ideas off y'all. I'm not giving him all the credit in the world, but I know that he's going to be fast. And
he just enjoys it.
Like,
he's fun to him.
And now, and if we're at Daytona or Talladega or New Atlanta and I'm restarting in front of Aaron, I'm not just going to move out of the way because I know that if I take opportunities to advance our position, that Aaron's going with me. Unless, like at Atlanta, at one restart, it was fucking me and Aaron behind me and Davis, Jordan, and Barr, all three on the outside. I was like, I'm not getting a fucking ounce of help here. Like, I ain't fucking stupid. Like, I started...
Backed off, Aaron, to get to the outside. All right.
All four AR audio cars started within 4 positions of me. Like, I'm not fucking stupid.
I like teamwork, even if it negatively affects some of us.
I don't know if y'all noticed during Atlanta, but there were multiple times where the 4 of you were in a row, and I was just like, going wherever these motherfuckers go. We're going to the front. I know what's happening here. But no, man, Miami was a fucking, like, that was a playoff track. Like, you had everything you wanted. You had really good racing. Like, we had a green flag run. I think we had like 2 like decent ones, and then the end of the race, the wheels fell off.
I was getting scared.
Were you?
Because it was like 30 to go, like lap 102 or something like that. I was like, man, I'm gonna have to pit under green. I'm gonna mess up. Fuck up. I'm gonna mess up. I'm gonna go in too slow, and they're gonna leave me or speed, or I was gonna do something silly. And then
I think God bless Matt Allen.
Yeah, got loose and sent her down the inside. I was like, saving grace.
I ran that entire green flag stint with wheel damage, so I was so happy when the caution came out.
Yeah, I bet.
You had 42 seconds, something like that.
42 seconds, and it just plowed constantly. I went backwards.
Is that when you hit Case Beer when him and Laskowski got into it?
Darlin arced the turn a little much, and came down a tiny bit in front of Casebeer. I mean, to be fair, Casebeer also sent it in pretty deep, but Darling did come down. And they were both sideways in front of me, and it happened so fast. I was worried that if I slammed on the brakes, I'd get plowed into. So I kind of slowed down and then sped up, and then I hit Darling. And literally, that wasn't 20 laps after I got my wheel damage fixed from the first crash. I got it again, and I was like, "You gotta be kidding me!"
Yeah, to
Harvey,
translate.
you're quiet. How was your race?
My race?
Yeah,
My race kind of sucked, really. But I mean, it didn't suck no worse than
Well, I mean, you only
I
went
got wrecked
around
a couple
what?
times. I got wrecked.
Yeah,
I was gonna
let's
say, I
see.
think you only wrecked 3 times.
Yeah,
you technically.
I had
didn't-
12 unnecessary incident points that just when Zook and Clint got together and Zook came,
Yeah, he knocked
I slammed
Hackett
on. I
down.
did everything I could to not run into him, but I just clipped him. Got the 4X from that. And then I'm just minding my own business. I'm letting people go on the outside, ticks on the outside of me, and then he spins into me when Daniels gets into him. Like, you gotta be kidding me. And then Davis gets spun out, in front of me, and I slam
saw
on my
that
brakes and I turned hard. I did everything. It's just a whole lot of, unnecessary
I don't know
things.
how I didn't hit you, RB, on that one, because they were 3 wide. Davis went up into Darling, or Darling went down into Davis, one or the other. I don't remember exactly what happened. But next thing I know, so I'm coming off of turn 2, and I am standing on the gas, and I'm looking down at my tack, like wondering when to hit the next button. And I look up, and there is a 33 car completely sideways in my windshield. And I'm like, no. And so I just kind of lean the wheel to the left, and I barely missed Davis. I didn't even net code, but I knew I was close. And then I look up, and RB is going 30 miles an hour slower than me. And I'm like, fuck. So I lean the wheel back to the right because I didn't want to pull it to the right because then I would have just spun sideways and slid into the back of you no matter what. So I just leaned to the right, and I was like, if I hit him, I hit him. And I'll talk to him tomorrow, and I'll say, I'm sorry. But I just kind of pulled it to the right and barely missed you. And I was I remember just standing on the brakes to let everybody by because I passed 4 people that were supposed to be in front of me. And I'm just oh my God, that was fucking terrifying.
Well, I know that when Davis spun, he was out of my vision, completely. There was another car next to me. I think it was probably Aaron next to me or somebody. And there was another car in front of him, and he was completely out of my vision. And the next thing you know, he's sideways coming back up the track.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that was a frame by frame, one frame he's there, next frame he's in my face. So it's
the bright side,
at 60
RB,
frames a second is pretty crazy.
The bright side, RB, is that you didn't lose any points in the playoff standings. Before this race, you were -6, and you're still -6. So we didn't go down. So that's a positive.
Yeah. I mean, I came into it kind of
What would be really bad for you is if if Darling wins a race. If Darling wins, everyone from 5th to 8th is going to have some problems going in. Yeah.
Yeah. Barr's in there. He was my next closest competition. He got himself in there.
I gotta wait from that cut line.
I got it pulled up. Obviously, Josh is in. Aaron, you're plus 40 with a really, really good. Oh, hey, look at that. With a really good track for you and Barr and Steven next weekend. And then Phoenix.
So glad I don't have to worry about Phoenix.
I hate to say it, but I really think if Darling can keep his head on straight, I think Phoenix lends itself to him.
We'll see.
Thought that about WWT, but I mean, you can see our races. Anything can happen.
Yeah. Going for the win and get tagged by an O2 car coming off the last corner.
Hey, if we're talking championship, you don't know.
Yep.
No,
I wasn't mad about it. So it was. I was trying to block.
Steven wasn't mad about it.
We was in the chat not long after that, and I was like, "Hey, Barr, I just got a Facebook message from Robert Van Nest. He says I should have fucking wrecked you."
You should have just hit me and just kept going. Just kept going.
Thinking about it now, that's exactly what I should have done. I wouldn't have lost so many spots.
Maybe I'll keep up with Steven. Or maybe if you would have shot to the outside, it would block Steven.
Maybe. I don't know.
Monday morning quarterback.
Races. Yeah. You can always, it's easy to tell in the moment what you should have done and what you shouldn't have done. When it happens, like, because I don't want to run into anybody, so it's like, I don't know. I'm too nice, I guess, sometimes. Too nice to win. Nobody's going to say anything.
You and I talked about that a little bit earlier. Would you like to share our conversation, or shall I?
I'm trying to remember about RV.
Y'all was talking about me?
No, we weren't talking about RV. We were talking about fighting your way back up through the field, even if it's fueled with anger.
The honor's all yours, sir.
Okay. I feel like people it's very difficult for drivers to be able to separate like driving dirty separate. It's like the level, what type of aggressiveness? Are you aggressive with the cars that are around you, or are you aggressive with the car? Like when you're sitting there and you're like, all right, I need to get going and I got to fly through the field. Are you just trying to force your car to go faster? Because I feel like that's what a lot of drivers do. They just they'll turn in harder, they'll send it deeper, they'll get on the gas sooner, and then that only really lasts like 4 or 5 laps. And even though it's not the most popular of ways to do it, the way to get through the field quickly is by being aggressive with the other drivers. If they leave a gap, you fill the gap.
Yep.
Like if they throw a block, you slam into the back of them, and if it got them loose, they probably won't do it next lap. Like it's a give and take. I mean, obviously that's hurt me in scenarios, and that's benefited me as well. Like if you send it in super deep on someone and you're right on their bumper, they're probably going to know next lap that you're going to send it in super deep. So they might send it in deeper and they might overdrive the turn. I feel like a lot of drivers they get aggressive with the car. They don't get aggressive with the racing. They're getting aggressive with the car gets you really nowhere. You can't, these things are tractors that plow. Like you can't force them to be faster.
No, you got to hit your marks. And if you
I agree with that.
don't hit your mark,
I mean, I can speak to that. Like, I know that I've had better luck. Like RB and I have talked, we've talked about on the podcast. Quit being so fucking nice and just put your car where it doesn't belong. Eventually, somebody's going to get out of the way. And if they don't, then they chop your nose off coming off turn 2 at Miami, and you drive into the back of them going 10 miles an hour faster than they are. They eventually get the message, or they don't, and then you just door slam the fuck out of them and tell them to get out of your way.
I mean, and
it's also a double-edged sword there too, because you cause something, then you say you take a claim and you have to go to the back, or you don't claim it, you have to take a points penalty and you start at the back anyway. And
it's a risk.
It's
how bad do you want to win?
It's how bad I feel like I have to win.
If
it's a situation where I feel like I have to win, then maybe that might be a little different.
Miami specifically, if somebody cuts your nose off when you're coming off the top and you run into them, that's on them, not you.
I mean, it is a double-edged sword, and we don't give out penalties for blocking. It's a double-edged sword because it can go good or bad. For me, it went bad. The first time I wrecked after trying to hit the back of Case Beer, and it's you're taking a risk, but it's like, how badly do you want to get to the fucking front? Are you willing to wreck your car?
It's like when Matt Allen got loose off the bottom and he drifted. I mean, he was clear, but he went into the wall, and when he hit the wall, it slowed him down, and I just drilled him. I didn't lift. I was like, get up, get going. I mean, if I could have wrecked him, I could have damaged my car, but I mean, I didn't want to. I wanted to get back to the front. I didn't want to be back there in no man's land, where anything can happen, and in one bad corner, your race is done.
Like Aaron, you say
it'll happen eventually.
Aaron, you say that we don't penalize blocks, which I mean, because I think we've talked about this. Like, you open yourself up to a gray area as an admin group of like, well, who's really to determine if that was an egregious block or is that their race line? And then you and I'm paraphrasing and I'm not putting words in your mouth or taking them out of it either. Like, you get to a point where it's like, am I really going to spend 45 minutes watching somebody's line to find out if that was a block or if that was their line and somebody decided to not let them have it anymore? Right. So yeah, you don't penalize the block, but at the same time, if you throw a late block and I wreck you and I don't claim it, so from my standpoint, outside of the admin body, if I choose not to claim it, I'm praying that you see it was a late bullshit block and that you call it that way.
That's what we're going to see. I mean, that's pretty much, that's how a lot of our conversations have gone. I mean, I wasn't involved at all with my penalty process. I wasn't even in the chat when they were reviewing it and watching it after, because we were doing interviews. I mean, it obviously, 5 car lengths back. If you're sending it in there to dump someone, I think that's, I don't know.
But if, in your
like,
specific situation, if you would have had 5 car lengths, you would have pulled to the left and just fucking passed him.
Yeah,
You were
exactly.
going 20 miles an hour faster than him.
But it's like, he's not going to get a penalty there because, I mean, he didn't pull in front of me like 2 inches, and he didn't come across my nose 2 inches in front of me. Like, I saw him. He was there. I mean, we're not going to penalize.
And you tried to pass him.
I didn't.
You did try to pass him. You pulled left and tried to pass him.
He told me I was clear, and then my impact with him made me not clear. But made me not clear to Davis specifically. But I mean, we're not going to penalize that. I mean, everything's going to be reviewed. We are going to go back and watch to see if that was the racing line. If that's the line that the driver was running, we 100% will do that and have done that in the past. And I mean, it's always going to be a gray area, but we try to do our best with it. I mean, if you're throwing blocks, we're not going to penalize anyone for hitting someone who threw a block. Like, you threw a block, it's a risk.
Sometimes you can just tell that was a block. You know, if they're going in the straightaway and somebody tucks in, try to get under you or something, and you can see that person in front do the same thing. You know, like, I'm going to turn left too right now and hope you don't hit me. I've known a couple guys that have done that this season, as a matter of fact. So
I've cut a few noses off and, got lucky. Yeah, but sometimes that's what you got to do to keep the front. Like, if you got to put the dirty out.
There's been times that I've cleared myself. I feel like there's certain tracks that you kind of have to clear yourself.
Pocono, turn 1.
And yeah, we could talk about that if you want to.
No, I'm just fucking with you. It's just a joke.
You didn't have to be there. But
you're right, I didn't have to be there, but I think there was fucking 15 laps to go, and I was trying to get a good finish too. And that's the fun part, is that I think this whole conversation really stems off of the fact of, like, I was racing RB, and I ended up in the wall and ended up ruining Clint's day over it. And but we were racing, like, you were racing, I was racing, and that's just what happens. And that's the definition of a racing incident, right? Like, we were just trying to go forward. And I mean, not to mention the fact that fucking the lap previous, I put you 3 wide in the tri-oval at Pocono. Nobody fucking does that. I did it, and it worked for, basically half a fucking racetrack, and then it didn't work for me anymore. And that's the way it is. Like I said, I'm just picking on you about it is all. Like, it for me, where I get frustrated is when I'm racing for fucking 22nd and people are blocking for 22nd. Like, if I'm fucking faster, move. It's no different than Aaron trying to lap somebody. If you're in 22nd and I'm in first, and I've already done one entire fucking rotation of this track in the time it's taken you to do literally a whole track less than me, get the fuck out of the way. There's no reason to block for 22nd. The points don't matter at that point.
Kind of is. I could argue different. If the best that I could possibly get in a race is 22nd, then damn it, I want 22nd. That's how it is.
I'll block your ass for 22nd.
You have blocked my ass for 11th once.
Fact. I'll do it again. Yeah.
But and again, even in like the situation, like what was that, Michigan or Old Atlanta? I can't remember exactly which we decided it was, but it's one of those older, wider. It was Michigan. Like, at the end of it, I messaged him and I was like, "Did I do something wrong?" He's like, "No, I had a really bad fucking day, and you so happened to be there." And I was like, "All right, cool. Like, next time I'm having a really bad fucking day and you so happen to be there, I guess you're like, we're just gonna do the same thing." The problem is Aaron doesn't have very many bad days.
Few and far between. But he's human. He's human like us.
I'm allowed to make mistakes.
He is not a machine. I have beaten him before.
Going just real quick to cap up the claims thing. Drivers are so afraid to get points penalties. Like, if I got a points penalty, I was willing to take it. We've only handed out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 penalties for unclaimed cautions. We've handed out 5 the entire season.
Most of them do go claim.
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 23. 23. But think about how many. There are a lot of times where shit doesn't go unclaimed, and most of the time it's a racing incident. Like, we race. If we don't think it was blatantly, we're not gonna penalize someone if it's 60 or 70% sure that it's their fault. It needs to be 100%. Like, it's there's so many times, and I've told you this before, Colby. I was like, why did you claim that? Tick's done that with things before. It's like, why? That was not your fault. Fuck him. What are you talking about?
I think for me, like, and this is gonna sound absolutely ridiculous, and that's okay, because being honest here. I think for me, it's easier for me to take an EOL now and possibly gain that 5 points back than it is to feel like I had those 5 points and then end up losing them.
Well,
That's just me personally.
Think about this. 5 times throughout the season, we've given a penalty, right? 24 times has someone claimed 2 cautions and gotten a penalty anyways.
Yeah.
So don't claim cautions that are not your fault, because what if you claim one that's not your fault and then you actually caused one?
That's happened to me.
And then you have to claim
I think
it.
out of the 23,
then you basically just got the penalty anyways.
Out of those 23 times, I'm fairly certain 2 of them are me.
I can tell you right now.
I'd say my only
Is it just
penalty
the one from Nashville or Kansas?
Whatever race 5 was.
I know I got a penalty at Pocono for not claiming a caution.
Yep.
That was when me and the 4 got together.
You've claimed 5 total cautions.
I've claimed 1. And that was
RB, you've claimed 2.
I've claimed 2?
1 in race 10,
What was the
1
other one?
in race 4 of the playoffs.
4 of the playoffs, Dover.
What did I claim in Dover?
Pull the Discord right now. Hold on.
I wrecked myself off of RB's nose at Dover while he was trying to race Aaron for first place. That was exciting.
Yeah.
No, I have an
Racing
asterisk next to it. You didn't claim a caution, but you failed to it was your black flag situation. I got a note. I got a note next to that box. It's your black flag situation.
Right.
Or I'll be trying.
So I have 1 claim.
I'm just trying to kid. Yeah, you got 1 claim.
And that
It just means you got to be not nicer.
And that black flag situation was also my fault. So,
well, no, the black flag situation was my fault. It's just I didn't realize that you were.
I took responsibility for it though, because I could have just gone all the way to the high side and passed you, even though you were on pit road. And I think I feel like there are times with iRacing, and even last night, if you go back and watch the iRacing race replay, Dove and somebody else were playing pit road games, and I had already made the decision to stay out, regardless of what it was going to do for me. But Dove dove down like he was going to pit, and I don't know how. I guess I do, because the commitment cone and then the line to pit road on my at Homestead, I feel like they're relatively close together. But I suppose there is a way to miss the commitment cone and come back on the track, and that's Dove stayed out and ended up getting credit for the lap lead, which I saw him dive down. I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to get a lap lead, I get an extra point. Not that it does a whole lot of good for me.
It's a point.
Point's a point. I've
1 point is important. Nobody knows that more than I do.
I've stayed out and gotten a couple of different lap leads here and there, but I did feel bad about that though, RB. I really did. The black flag situation.
I didn't, because I shouldn't have even had it cleared, because I was the lucky dog. I was starting in the back anyway.
Oh.
So, Barr, you got 2 races till the championship race. You're locked in. What's do you have a mindset? Are you just kind of winging it and having fun the next 2 races? Because what's the goal? Is it
The goal is still to win. I mean, why not? I mean, but I don't have to worry about if I crash. If I crash, there goes my playoff hopes. So it's kind of like I get the.
I mean, you are a pain in the ass at Watkins Glen.
You get to party.
You get to drive your ass off of Watkins Glen, which is exactly what you like to do.
You can just send it with no worries, no consequences. You can wreck DNF, and you're like, I'm still going championship race. So you're gonna be a danger at the Glen, because you're not gonna give any shits.
0 shits.
We'll try to win. We'll try to win.
I know, and I'm gonna try to stop.
What happens if he gets a points penalty?
I'll slap him next time I see him.
No winning, you're in next year, though.
I'll take 5 points off the team championship if he gets a points penalty, but I don't think it's gonna pull him out of the championship race.
I think you need to take more like 500 points off those team champions.
Yeah,
just to make it interesting.
Just to let's see what happens in 3 races.
Because this is really like the last season where you can do this. You not have to worry for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Next
season you don't worry till it's
next
fucking
season.
over.
You got to race every race.
Yeah,
every race has got to be.
Do we want to go through our
I do.
schedule here for next season? Here,
I
I'll
do.
share my
We can go through
it.
the schedule and then we'll wrap this up.
All right. So there you go. Season
Where's
5
the
schedule.
announcements? Yeah, right there. Yep.
Uh,
Bristol Dirt's a points race. Fucking
Hell,
love that.
you goddamn right it is.
That's fucking stupid. Thanks, Wheel. Thanks, Wheel.
Yeah.
I dig the All-Star race at Hickory. I think that's going to be fun.
We don't know what car yet.
I don't know what car, which is why the laps say TBA. The car and laps will be an off-season decision, but we did this ahead of time so we can reach out and try to get sponsors a little sooner than rushing it before the season starts. But yeah, there's a lot of oddities in there.
No Kansas this season.
So nobody panics. NASCAR has been to all of these places except for Hickory. So nobody panic.
I'm sure they went to Hickory back in the day.
Okay, well then everything there is
Probably.
NASCAR's gone to. So if anyone's freaking out, NASCAR's been to all these places.
That's the Hermanos Rodriguez is the Mexico City race, correct?
See,
Okay, that'll be
get it because it's Mexican.
yeah.
Spanish.
I get it. I got it.
Okay.
Loud and clear.
Comedy.
See, Senor Colby.
No Kansas. That was the first thing I saw. No Kansas this season.
Yeah, no one picked Kansas.
Because I was like, I had the
That's
chat
too
ready.
bad.
Like I saw the new schedule and I was like, hey, I got Kansas and Vegas just like normal. And then I was like, wait a minute. Where the fuck is Kansas?
I can't believe Aaron didn't pick Kansas.
Yeah,
Aaron-
I picked Kansas because I always finish last at Kansas. No,
I can't believe Aaron didn't pick Kansas.
No, you finished second to last. I finished last.
Give Colby his title, damn it.
That's right. People were there's a
Mr.
lot of-
Congeniality.
People were. Every time everyone fights to get whatever road courses they want in first, and then we get to our backs, and then people start picking normal things. But the Legacy Phoenix is in there. 2008 Atlanta's in there. There's a lot of this. Sonoma's back.
That'll be fun.
I missed Sonoma last time, so that'll be excited. Bristol Dirt, I think, will be unique. Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. I'm excited. Rockinham's back, and points race, Iowa.
And I'm looking forward to Auto Club, probably Glen, possibly Coronado.
I'm not looking forward to that. I didn't pick that race. If anyone's curious, I hate that track.
Everybody says you did,
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
but I tell them, I know Aaron did not pick it.
I fucking hate.
I think
that
it was
track.
Zook, wasn't
That
it?
track. It was
Zook.
Steven,
Steven,
because I picked Mexico.
one of those guys.
Zook
did
picked
it.
the Glen, I think.
I'm looking for redemption at Nashville this year.
Yeah, me too.
Redemption for what?
I don't know. Just couldn't. I was up front, but
I was up front too.
Did
and
it
then
never give you
Ryan
more than
happened.
2 laps to try to race me? Is that it was just paced for the whole race?
I found my way to fourth, and then teammates
kept
happened.
getting cautions.
I was losing my driving line. But yeah, there's a lot of weird ones in there. Darlington's back for people who love Darlington. Darlington's back. Sonoma, Atlanta. We haven't done 2008 Atlanta since season 1.
Tire saver, tire eater right there.
Old Phoenix. I think people will like that. I think Iowa will be fun. The only time we've done Iowa was we did it once this season, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
we
once
did
this
it this
season, and then as a clash in a season prior. Which I'm sure the track will be updated by them because they're repaving it right now.
Are they repaving it right now?
Yep.
Yep.
Repaving the whole
Awesome.
track.
Well, they're supposed to
So
do
it'll be
progressive
new again.
banking, I think.
Great.
Yeah. Instead of just straight lines, supposed to get steeper as it goes. Because they
I'm
want to try to
excited.
get 2 grooves.
I'm
I
excited that
don't.
we're going to Bristol twice.
Hey.
Once in the chase, once in the regular season.
Yeah, when I remember when we originally made it, it was like right next to each other or something.
Yeah, we had to rearrange a little bit because we do the base. We go by the wheel, right? Like Daytona championship races decided also race things like that. But like we did the wheel, and like the entire trace was short tracks. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, we got to move this around. That, and it was like the Glen, Mexico, and Sonoma were like all together. I was like, yeah, okay, we got to move that around. That's not.
I think that might
That's not gonna
benefit
work.
some people that don't necessarily
Yeah, they can
love it.
They can just take a month off.
No, I like not that it matters what I fucking say, but I really like the schedule. I think there is a ton of weird shit that is just gonna be fun to figure out. Like I haven't raced Auto Club in a Cup car since it got pulled off the actual schedule anyway.
We raced what, season 2?
I
Auto
believe
Club?
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we did season 2.
Yeah, you won that race, Barr.
Yeah.
Or no, we've raced it twice because you won one race in Grijalva. Oh, You won
Yeah,
one
Grijalva.
race, and Grijalva won one. I think we
Yep.
raced it in season. We raced it last season too.
Which one?
Sorry, continue.
Auto Club.
Auto Club. There's one date in there that we don't have off. If I'm curious that anybody notices, we've never taken it off, and it just lines up again this year.
Valentine's Day.
We don't take Valentine's Day off. Never have.
Oh, never have.
Never have.
Never
It's not
fucking
for
will.
Valentine's Day though.
2/14 is Valentine's Day.
It's Nashville. Race
Yeah.
14.
Race
2/14.
2/14 is Valentine's Day. We've never taken Valentine's Day off.
Who's changing the car number to 14 to win that race?
I'll change my car number to 14, but I damn sure ain't fucking winning that race.
Yeah, it's
It'll be a fun race, Nashville.
I think there's a lot of fun races. I think I feel like this schedule, by looking at it, is a lot more. I don't know.
I like it.
I
the
feel like
schedule.
it's more intermediate based. Maybe I get like an older NASCAR. I don't know. I feel like a lot of our schedules have been odd and unique, and I like that. But this one, there's a lot of like core NASCAR tracks.
I agree.
Yeah, like Rockingham and Dover.
Talladega in the chase.
Caribbean on there. That's such a legendary track.
Talladega in the chase.
Hell yeah! And
Like
then you go
that.
straight to
Yeah.
Sonoma.
Like that.
I mean, there's there's one super speedway in the chase, and then there's one road course, and then the rest are kind of balanced between intermediates and short tracks. Kind of staples.
I like
Tried to make
Atlanta
that
for the championship. That's old school NASCAR. Used to do Atlanta.
I
back
believe that was a
before-
Davis pick.
I think it was Davis. Yeah.
I think it'll be fun. I've never raced at Old Atlanta, so I don't know. I think it'll be fun.
I have.
I'm excited for it, for the schedule. I think it's pretty good. I'm really excited for Bristol Dirt. I think that'll be fun. I think that'll be a blast.
I think I remember the Atlanta race because I think I had my steering to like plus 16 or something like that, high offset. And I remember telling Signature that.
The Old Atlanta. Yeah, that was the one where I started on the pole and took everybody out.
Hell yeah.
As soon as the green flag came out, I think 3 people survived. Barr got the win, probably, right? Did you get the win on that one?
Yeah, I won that one.
He was one of the ones that survived. I felt like shit in that race, man.
I think
was
the
like, damn,
old
I wrecked
Atlanta-
everybody.
I think the old Atlanta with the newest, like this, with the horsepower and everything, like, obviously aero's going to be a thing, but I really think taking care of your equipment and managing your car could prevail over the aero blocking and some of the other, like, I don't want to call it bullshit, but y'all know what I mean.
I think it just creates another classic NASCAR oval.
I agree.
Charlotte, Vegas, Chicagoland, Texas. I think it's just another at once. The new one is so loose. Yeah.
Barr, you have any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah. For shout out to the wife and kids for let me race and spend a lot of time on here. Shout out to Aaron for teaching me the low line. Shout out to Milo and Lap Labs for helping us dissect our lap times and going through our telemetry. It's been pretty cool to be able to work on that and help develop that app. And hopefully we'll see it up there competing with Track Titan and all these other guys that are out there. And shout out to my pops. He's always watching on the weekends, support me in chat. And Signature calling out, he's doing good, Pop. So that's always fun.
I
have
do
it
love
on the
how
background.
excited Signature gets when you're doing well specifically.
All right. Aaron, you got anything?
Shout out to Barr, solid, clean race. Stayed out of the crap, got through the field clean, ran smooth lines. It was entertaining going back and watching your battle with Steven. Thank you guys for having me on originally as a placeholder for till Colby got here, and then Colby got here and I decided to stay. Congrats to my team for a team championship. Barr locked himself into the championship race. Thank you to Lap Labs again. We were looking at a bunch of more data today on Watkins Glen and learning a lot. So they make us faster every single week. And then last week they had they had sponsors on first and second car. So all right.
Yeah. First time.
And thank you guys for letting me join in my boredom.
Yeah, sorry about being late. Shout out to
Inexcusable.
It is. You're right. It is. At least you didn't think I was dead this time. You gave me 15 minutes. I appreciate that. Appreciate my wife and kids giving me the time to, participate and practice and do that stuff. Thank you to RB. Say this every week. He does all of the hard stuff. He cuts it, clips it, puts it up, makes us look better than we really do. Appreciate him. Shout out to Stuff at Burgers, Black Creek Diesel. Appreciate them being on board with me this season. The Race Wrap guy, really appreciate him. And with that, RB, I'll kick it to you.
All right. Well, thank you everybody out there listening. Thank you to Signature Esports and everybody in AMP and the SCRL that we're starting up, and thank you to all the spawn Race Wrap guy, obviously, and also if you're looking for any cool merch, some cool down lap or some AMP merchandise, links to those stores will be in the description. Also, link to Race Wrap Guy will be in the description. If you'd like to check out what we do on Sunday nights at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, the link to Signature Esports YouTube page will also be in the description. And thank you everybody out there listening. Thank you, Aaron, and thank you, Barr. Thank you, Colby, for all being here. And see y'all next week.
Bye, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Does your iRacing car currently look like it was sponsored by Minecraft paint and poor decisions? Well, good news. Race Wrap Guy can fix that. With real-world NASCAR wrap design experience, Race Wrap Guy creates clean, aggressive, professional custom wraps that actually look like they belong on a Sunday broadcast instead of the back row of a rookie lobby. And because we like y'all, listeners of the Cool Down Lap podcast get $10 off any iRacing wrap. Just mention the podcast when you order. And if you've got a real race car that needs to look fast even when it's sitting still, you'll get $100 off any real race car wrap too. Same deal. Just mention the Cool Down Lap podcast. So stop showing up to the grid looking like a rolling yard sale and let Race Wrap Guy make your car look like it actually belongs there.